Petrol prices have hit the century in India's capital, New Delhi. Diesel prices are nearing 100. Add to that a grim outlook from one of the most prosperous continental blocs. The European Union's warning is even more worrying for developing countries like India.
However, even by the end of 2027, prices will remain at around 20% above the levels expected by markets before the conflict's outbreak.
The European Union's Economic Commissioner's prediction is right. Oil and gas prices may remain nearly 20% higher than normal levels even till the end of 2027. Now, think about what that means for India, because India imports more than 85% of its crude oil requirements, which means whenever global oil prices rise, the pressure eventually lands on Indian citizens. And right now, over 1 billion people are asking one simple question: why does the common man always have to pay the price? Look at what has happened in the last 2 weeks alone. Petrol and diesel prices have been hiked 4 times. In Delhi, petrol has crossed 102 per litre and diesel is above 95. Meanwhile, CNG prices are also on the rise. And experts are warning that more hikes are on the way given the volatility in crude prices. Rise in fuel prices has a direct and indirect impact on the entire ecosystem. As soon as supply chain costs rise, other prices follow. Now, the government and oil companies argue that they had initially absorbed some of the burden when global crude prices surged rapidly. They say state-run oil marketing companies IOC, BPCL and HPCL were facing under-recoveries. And this is where the political storm began, because these same companies also reported massive profits up until very recently. In fact, together IOC, BPCL and HPCL posted net profits of over 77,000 crore in financial year 2025-2026.
चौथी बार बढ़ाए हैं पिछले कुछ दिनों में। लगभग 7.5 से 8 रुपए पेट्रोल और डीजल के दाम बढ़ गए पिछले 10-15 दिन के अंदर। रशिया और ईरान हमें सस्ता और पर्याप्त मात्रा में तेल और गैस देने के लिए तैयार है। क्यों नहीं खरीद रहे हम लोग उनसे?
15 मई को डीजल पेट्रोल 3 रुपए बढ़ा, 19 मई को 90 पैसा, 23 मई को 91 पैसा डीजल बढ़ा और 87 पैसे पेट्रोल बढ़ा। 25 मई को 2 रुपए 71 पैसे का जबरदस्त शॉट लगा के मोदी जी ने सेंचुरी आखिर बना ही ली। डीजल पेट्रोल चला गया 100 रुपए के पार दिल्ली में, 111 रुपए पहुंच गया मुंबई में।
Discussion across Karnataka and India on prices of petrol and diesel and how Modi government and the BJP is looting the people. Sir,
Meanwhile, the government has defended the fuel prices hikes, claiming few options. Petroleum and Natural Gas Ministry pointed out that since 2021, the government has reduced excise duty on petrol by 21 per litre and on diesel by 24 per litre. The ministry claims that despite these cuts, oil marketing companies were suffering losses of nearly 1,000 crore per day earlier, which has now reduced to below 600 crore per day after the recent price revisions. According to the government, the current hikes are necessary to balance global crude prices, supply disruptions and the financial health of oil companies.
इन सबको स्टेप्स लेने के बाद भी हमारी ऑयल मार्केटिंग कंपनीज को घाटा हो रहा था। जैसा हमने आपको बताया, वो लगभग 1000 करोड़ प्रतिदिन का था। अब प्राइस राइज के बाद वो घाटा कम हुआ है, बट इट इज स्टिल इन स्लाइटली लेस देन 600 करोड़।
And opposition leaders are now asking, if oil companies listed on the stock markets can make record profits, then why are ordinary Indians still paying such high fuel prices. Manish Tiwari has questioned why petrol and diesel prices are being increased in a creeping manner despite these profits. Rahul Gandhi labeled it price hike in installments, attacking the government's model, while other opposition voices say actions are being undertaken for OMC profits while losses are passed on to the consumer almost immediately. And honestly, this is the core of the public frustration, because when global crude prices fall, consumers rarely get full relief. Remember, pre-conflict, during the pandemic, when crude prices hit record lows, petrol and diesel prices still did not fall proportionally. But when crude prices rise, hikes happen within days. People feel trapped in a system where fuel prices never truly come down enough.
सर कहेंगे क्या, महंगाई की मार तो है ही है, और आप जानते हैं कि पिछले 2 हफ्तों में 4 बार रेट बढ़ चुके हैं। गरीब तो जब भी मर रहा है, जब भी मर रहा है।
कहेंगे क्या, जनता को परेशानी है, गलत बात है। थोड़ा सा रोज बढ़ेगा तो कैसे आदमी बियर करेगा, कैसे अपनी जो लाइफस्टाइल है उसको मेंटेन करेगा, कैसे ऑफिस जाएगा। तो महंगाई तो कहीं भी बढ़े तो इफेक्ट तो करती है ही।
So due to the price hike, diesel and petrol, our business also is very less.
And remember, this is not only about people driving cars. Fuel prices affect the entire economy. When diesel becomes expensive, transportation becomes expensive. When transportation becomes expensive, food prices rise. Vegetables cost more, milk costs more, groceries become expensive, delivery charges increase, bus and cab fares rise. Even small businesses begin struggling because logistics costs shoot up. A fuel price hike quietly enters every household budget in India. And this is why middle class frustration is growing rapidly, because families are already dealing with rising EMIs, expensive education, healthcare costs, electricity bills, and inflation. The bigger concern is this: if the European Union itself believes oil and gas prices could remain elevated till 2027, then is India getting prepared for permanently expensive fuel? After all, given the geopolitical conditions in the past decade, who knows what happens next?
और अब आज की एनर्जी क्राइसिस है। ये दशक दुनिया के लिए आपदाओं का दशक बन रहा है। हम सभी देख रहे हैं, अगर ये स्थितियां तेजी से नहीं बदली गई तो बीते अनेक दशकों की उपलब्धियों पर पानी फिर जाएगा। दुनिया की बहुत बड़ी आबादी फिर से गरीबी के दलदल में चली जाएगी।
Now, to be fair, global energy markets are genuinely unstable right now. The situation in West Asia remains uncertain. Even though there are reports of back-channel diplomacy between the United States and Iran, the Strait of Hormuz is still not functioning normally. Security concerns remain high, oil shipments remain disrupted, and experts say even if a diplomatic breakthrough happens tomorrow, it will still take time for energy markets to stabilize completely. But the question Indians are asking is different. Should there be no stronger protection mechanism for consumers? Should taxes be reduced more aggressively? Why do oil companies protect profits while citizens absorb the shock? Should the burden of global crisis always fall on ordinary Indians? And that's a wrap from my side. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm Ankit, signing off for Times Now Digital.